Everyone. It's 9:01, so we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Flag. Morning, everyone. We have approval of the last meeting's minutes that were sent out ahead of time.
Also move to approve as presented.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Pelton, second by Commissioner Heiser to approve the minutes from our last meeting. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Approval of agenda. Al, do you have anything to add?
Nope.
Craig?
No, what can come up under the road department?
Okay. Bob?
I got, Bill Jorgensen, land correction, and water people, and road superintendent.
And section line, was that?
Yep.
Okay. Super, okay. Sally,
We have one amendment for GLG. We had to change some footings, so we'll have that. And then two joint powers agreements for the election agreements between the cities.
and I have nothing. Look for a motion to approve the agenda as, with the additions.
So move.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Kleeman, seconded by Commissioner Heiser to approve the agenda with the additions. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Any public comment this morning? No public comment. So we'll get started with the engineer reports. Carl.
Morning.
Good morning.
A few things to address today. 12th Street, we have the permit for that project. Just working on getting those easements wrapped up. I have a few of them that are working through the mail on those, so we're just kind of at the mercy of the landowner and the postal service right now. So I want to make sure I got those T's crossed before we move forward with the bid. So tentatively, that's sitting at a May 6th bid opening for that meeting. 16th Street, we did get the permit authorization for that. I did reach out to Ducks Unlimited, and they have provided credit availability for the 0.6 wetland credits. The cost for that would be $51,000. I would recommend that approval to move forward with the credit purchase. This wouldn't necessarily be that we would have you pay the invoice at this time, but just to move forward, that the commission is okay with purchasing those so we can get the invoicing. And then once the project is going to construction at that point, it could be paid, just so we're not getting ahead of it.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to authorize Carl to seek for the wetland credits. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Heiser, seconded by Commissioner Pelton to authorize Civil Science and Carl to move ahead with the project and purchasing the wetland credits. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Okay, thank you. We do have some cultural commitments on that one as well that we'll get into the plans. We are trying to host some easement meetings here on that project as well. I do anticipate a 2026 construction on that one. 20th Street, we're in the review phase. We're 90% plans. We do have 31/100ths of wetland disturbance on that one. We'll be looking for future credit availability on that one as well. We'll have to act on in the future. We're also working on the permitting documents so we can put that 404 application in. On 86th the 9th, we're still the same spot on that one, working through the final design. Looking at the cultural sites on that one, trying to ensure avoidance. 98th, we're in final design, working on the permit app for that project and should be submitting that one fairly soon. The newer projects, 79th, 94th, the 14th, we've just been working through our preliminary grading and our drainage analysis for those projects. So sizing those culverts and a couple box culverts on those as well. So that's what we're working through on those right now. Any questions? Okay, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Carl.
Carl.
Darren?
I also have some updates for you. We can start on 119th Avenue Southwest. So CSI has begun installing the erosion control, and Madam Chairman, you've probably seen some action out there, I guess. Again, I think they did some trees that they were taking down, and they're going to hit it hard here after Easter. I've contacted everybody on the project and let them know that there's activities going to be taking place. So you shouldn't be getting any calls on it. I don't know if you have, Tracy, but for 99th, Carrie with Martin had called me here on Monday, and they're actually started putting the topsoil out on Monday. They're supposed to have most of it finished today. I'm going to head out there after the commission meeting here and go check in with them. Their thought was perhaps to get seeding started on Thursday, but it sounds like the seeder might not be ready. So this short story long, next week, we anticipate most of that being wrapped up out there. I'll keep everybody posted as information comes in. Any questions on those two projects? Okay. Regarding the Manning project, we had those agreements signed last commission meeting. Notice proceeds were issued. We've gotten submittals in. We're going through those, and I think they're about finished with those. Justin hasn't given us a start date yet, but when he does, there'll be a pre-con that's requested. We'll keep you guys posted on that and coordinate with you. Sally, I don't know if Brian had sent you those road crossings for the water lines for Highway 22, but at some point those will get sent in too here. So you'll probably see those today. I checked with him yesterday. He was about to. So other than that, I'll just keep you all posted as stuff comes in. Question on that?
I did run it to Justin this morning. He thought he would maybe be on the water line sometime in May.
Okay, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Further questions? Okay, so going on to our current projects that we've been chipping away on, I guess for 101st and 97th, we have the issue with the landowner. Has any progress or any discussion occurred since our last commission meeting? Not this time? Okay, so we're still kind of on hold, waiting on that one. For the second part of that project, talked with interim superintendent Carey, and we're going to be doing our landowner meetings here and getting the right of way there. I don't anticipate any problems on that, so we'll still move forward with that. With that one being postponed until next year, it's on our list, but it's lower priority. The last item that I have is the 2026 project with the one remaining landowner. Interim superintendent Carey again had said that he does have some relationship with one of the landowners that has been non-responsive, so he's had kind of a lot on his plate right now, so I haven't been pushing him, but I talked to him here this morning, and we're gonna get on that here this next week too.
Okay.
Can't do any of the cultural stuff until there's snow off the ground anyways, but
Yeah.
it's still just something that we're kind of idle on. So any further questions for me? Thank you all.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank
sir.
you.
Oh, and happy Easter, by the way, too.
Yeah, you too.
Morning.
James?
Update on 82nd North. 404 permit is expected to be back to us before the end of May. All the landowners along this route have given positive feedback except for one who is firmly opposed to providing easement to the county. We're moving forward with easement document prep and can potentially advertise in June and bid in July or sooner, provided we can convince the one unwilling landowner to change their mind.
Is that landowner on in the middle of the project, end of the project?
So of the three northernmost quarters, they own two of them. So it would be kind of tough to design around them, but I mean, that's something we could look at. I've only had really 2 conversations with this person, and they were kind of pretty firm, but I think some convincing from the road department or commission might help.
Is Mike aware of that landowner so we can work on that?
I'm gonna talk to him. This just kind of came up
Okay.
yesterday, so
Well.
I'll get with Superintendent Carey and we'll start from there.
How many landowners are along the project?
There are 12, including the church for the cemetery there and the state. There's a chunk of school land on there. So 12 total.
And one is the holdout.
One is the only one that's given us any negative feedback. Everyone else has been very agreeable.
What is his problem? Has he got anything or just don't want it?
I don't know if maybe this is the venue to discuss it. If that's okay with you,
Well, I just,
maybe talk at break. If that's okay. Not for me.
Thanks, James.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks,
you.
James. Here today?
Sorry, you're stuck with me today.
All right.
Jeremy just had a few updates he wanted me to go through. Construction projects, the 10th Street, 113th Avenue, 7th Street grading project. If you remember, Bronco Brothers started that last year. Sounds like they're gonna be starting up next week if weather holds out for them, so that should get underway and going here pretty quick. The paving phase of that project, we just scheduled a pre-construction meeting for that for April 16th. CSI is indicating that they are starting in early July for that, so should be a quick turnaround between the grading and paving, and hopefully we can get it finished up by the end of summer and have that opened up to the public. 103rd Avenue, we had a pre-construction meeting last week. Schwartz is looking at getting started next week as well out there, so construction's gonna get going here. You guys should be seeing pay estimates coming your way, I would think, starting next month. Design projects, 92nd Avenue, we have that bid opening today at 10 o'clock. Well, I think we're gonna see a decent list of bidders for that. 114th Avenue, still have that one remaining easement, but still planning on doing a bid opening for that in May. And then Spring Creek Road, that's another box culvert. Jeremy's actually out meeting with those landowners this morning here. So if things go well this morning, we'll do a May bid opening for that. That's all I had. If you have any questions for me.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
See Bay bid opening results.
See nobody here.
Nobody's here. Mike.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We don't have any utility permits. I got the guys, they're hauling scoria out of Steckler Pit right now. We're working on getting that cleaned up. We're gonna start crushing again probably in sometime this fall before scoria days. So we're kind of working on getting that cleaned up, and so we got room in there. We got a few of the guys that are working on, they got the mulchers out and we're mulching, down here at the safety center. Getting some of the weeds broke up so that we can possibly, with weather permitting, we can start getting that scoria scraped out of there. And we'll haul that out right away. And the topsoil pile also, we'll try and get that hauled out. And I'll be sure and check. I don't know. I'll have to check with them to make sure if they want anything left for landscaping but I'll meet with them tomorrow. So got some guys are out. We're kind of leveling up pads where we pull water for our water pumps. Right now, we're kind of got them out doing that. So that everything's setting a little bit level. We haven't done that in a long time. So Got the culvert guys are over on 112th Avenue, just west of Manning here. They're working on some culverts and couple widening a couple approaches and starting next week, if weather permitting, I'd like to try and get most of the blades together, and we're gonna head over to Halliday and give those guys a hand with pulling shoulders. And about it. Got any questions?
Questions for Mike?
I got one if you,
Go ahead.
or four guys that got moved up into the lead. I'd like to see them moved up. I mean, I know we're working our thing, but I don't think it's fair to them to not get all their benefits on their pay right now. I'd like to see them moved up to a B25. It says in our plan that that's where they should be, so,
Yeah, I don't
or
know.
a B24.
Yeah.
I'd move that we move them four up into the B24 until we get our plan done.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to move the 4 employees to a B24. And is that temporarily or what?
Until we get our plan done and see where.
So I don't,
I think I think they should be able to get all their benefits on all their pay and stuff. I don't think we're being fair to them.
I don't think now is the time to do that. We met, we went over the pay scale, and when you do that for one or few individuals, it affects the whole, all the employees.
Well,
And I
it's
think-
listed on our thing as
Mhm.
our lead workers are supposed to be in there.
Mhm. Is that right, Desi? Yeah.
You want me to give up my seat?
Thank you. Previously, we did have lead positions that were banded at a B24. Those positions had higher responsibility. When the road department was restructured, those responsibilities were taken away from the lead. And I would just like to remind the board that you do have the authority to approve paying those individuals above the max of their range without reclassifying the position at this time.
Well, I thought that that was our discussion in our workshop, that the differential for the added duties would compensate them. And I just don't think now is the time to just kind of randomly change things.
Well, I just don't think it's fair to our employees to not give them all their fair benefits.
I don't know what other benefits you're talking about.
Well, some of their pay is going to differential and they're not getting their,
So the differential we discussed was
they don't get
a
their,
dollar an hour, $2,080 more a year for those added duties. By changing classifications, I think it falls through the whole system. And we're working on that now, and I just do not believe now is the time.
I
to
just
be-
want to
well-
move it up until we get it done and worked on, until we're.
And so
fair
if
to
it's,
the employees.
I think we are being very fair. We're not being fair to the rest of the county employees by randomly doing this, so.
My thought on that is, there's a document here where it spells out the highway maintenance lead workers are a B24 and they're not getting paid that.
If I might, that is correct. That is an old document
Well-
noting the lead position as it stood prior to the road restructure. That was a different job description, had different duties. When the department was restructured, the lead position was also restructured. So reclassifying that position as it stands now would negate all of the classifications in our system. Choosing to pay them above their range would effectively achieve what you would like to see without disrupting the classification.
But this documentation here, it must have been done after it was changed, because it looks for foreman, there was 0. And we got two leads, so I don't know what this document, if it's worth, I think it's printed on, I don't know, but that come from somewhere that I received, so.
I'm not sure where you received that document, but I do have documentation in my office to show the classification of the lead position as it was prior and the lead position as it stands now.
This document looks pretty official to me with, it's got all of our employees on here. So, but anyway, call for the question.
Okay, so there's a motion on the table and to adjust 4 employees to a different classification. Yes, we do roll call vote. Before I say that, another thing I think unfair if Dave isn't here. Well, to make this kind of a decision, but that as it may.
What was that? I didn't.
I said, Commissioner Olson is not here, and this is a major decision because it affects all employees, the whole classification system. And I don't think it's right that we vote on something like this without our full board. So, okay, Commissioner, or go call for the roll.
Commissioner Heiser,
Yes.
Commissioner Pelton,
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman,
Yes.
Commissioner Dalzell.
We talked about adjusting for the differential. Does that go away?
What's that?
The differential that we discussed, adjusting those 4 employees so that they got paid for their extra duties, the $2,080 per year.
Right.
Does that go away now? Because we're doing this classification?
It's moved into their regular pay.
And how would that work?
You asking?
I don't know.
If the board is approving that, then it would be an adjustment made in the payroll office. I just need that clarification moving forward, so I know what to direct payroll.
Anything else for the road department, Mike? No. Yep. Pro pools. 2. Okay, Sheriff, you want to come visit with us now? We're early, but,
On, but I.
oh,
Yeah,
okay,
it
or we can-
started.
He's there.
okay.
Got him right
Oh,
there.
he is on.
Hi, good morning. Can you all hear me
Morning.
okay?
Morning.
Great, I appreciate it. My name is Kevin Purepore. I'm the account manager for Dunn County Sheriff's Office here at Axon. So I'm going to share my screen here, kind of walk through what we've been working on for the past handful of months. Then toward the end of the presentation, if you have any questions about anything we talked about, happy to address those questions then. Does that work for you?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
All right, give me just a second here to find the share function. All right, can you see my screen okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So what we've been working on for the past handful of months with Dunn County Sheriff's Office includes their body-worn camera program, their taser program, and then also their in-car system. That includes all the licensing and software within the actual platform for efficiencies for the deputies, for the officers. Now, why have we been looking for these solutions, and why have we been exploring taking a different path from what they've previously taken? From a technical standpoint, what we're looking at here, they're having trouble with their battery life on their current body-worn cameras, video retrieval being caught up and stuck in sort of this limbo phase where they're having a hard time finding videos at times, difficulties uploading evidence from their body-worn cameras into their existing system, some lack of automation, and then just general efficiency with their workflow. But what we're really talking about, and what I challenge you to frame this as, is really a challenge with officer safety and community transparency. Because what we are solving for is exactly that. So specifically, when we're looking at the solution that we put together and the program that we built for their body-worn camera program, that includes everything they need for a successful body-worn camera program. That includes things like real-time translation, so they can have fluid conversations with people speaking a different language, or maybe their native tongue is not English. That includes ensuring they have an adequate and efficient platform to manage all of their digital evidence in one place. Again, this creates a lot more transparency, not only for the deputies and for the community, but it also results in officer safety to ensure that things are adequately captured when critical moments surface. This includes automation as well. So they're not having to think through different steps as far as turning on a body camera anytime a weapon is drawn to ensure those moments are captured in full. Looking at their current TASER program, the reason we're looking to upgrade this, again, this comes back to officer safety, is ensuring that the deputies have the right tools on their belt to de-escalate situations. Currently, right now, they're working with aging legacy TASER handles that are outside of their warranty. The modern day equivalent to that, and what so many departments throughout North Dakota are switching to, is called what's a TASER 10. It just gives them more opportunities to de-escalate a situation with a less lethal weapon. It gives them more range with the actual weapon, so they have more capabilities to use it in different environments and in different circumstances. Again, this comes back to officer safety and their ability to be able to protect themselves and the community members to ensure that everybody in those critical incidences, as they progress, have a safe means of being able to de-escalate in those moments. In-car system, very similar to the body camera in that they're having a hard time retrieving and putting evidence together. The automation isn't there. They have manual workflows to try to work through. This all results in time spent at the end of their shift, having to work overtime, preventing them from being able to go home to their families. Things that result in reporting inefficiencies because they don't have videos right there for them to be able to review all the time, because it's taking so long for some of these videos to upload into their system. The system that we're proposing is what's called Fleet 3. From a technical standpoint, it includes things like LPR reading, so license plate reading, so that if people are traveling through the state, they have a stolen vehicle, or there's an Amber Alert, they have a means of being able to capture those moments. They also have automation built into this system. So anytime there's a triggering event, anytime there's a moment in which there's an officer who pulls a weapon out of their holster or they're arriving to a scene, a Bluetooth signal is sent out for not only the deputies within Dunn County Sheriff's Office, but anybody with an Axon camera within 30 feet will have their cameras automatically activated. Again, this is transparency. This is officer safety in the moment to ensure that they're not having to think through pressing a button as situations escalate in those most vulnerable moments. In addition to the hardware capabilities that we're solving for, we have software built into this program as well. That includes auto tagging, so their evidence is automatically tagged and categorized, making it easy for them to find evidence when it matters most. Transcription, so they can actually go through the audio, and that helps with report writing. AI assistant, that's going to be the translation feature on their body camera. So if there's an individual speaking Spanish and doesn't speak English very well, they can have a fluid conversation with that person in real time. And then the report writing tool, which essentially creates a rough draft for the officer to then go through and verify, adding additional information in a closed loop, CJIS compliant environment. Again, this all results in helping the officer work through their shift. It results in more time spent with their family rather than having to spend hours after their shift writing reports and going through some of the more manual administrative work at the end of their shift. All these programs include implementation and training at our end. That's our team going out to install everything, to train Dunn County Sheriff's Office on all of these systems to ensure they have the right tools and the right way of going about using these programs in any given moment. And just to take a step back specifically from Dunn County, here is a list of some of the agencies throughout North Dakota with very similar solutions. I think Dickinson and Killdeer are probably the most prevalent here. They're the ones who we kind of modeled this program after. But there are many more throughout North Dakota with body-worn cameras, with the same TASER program, with the same in-car system program, that have the same sort of automation built into their systems with great success. Now, looking at the payment, what does this all cost? In 2026, we're getting them started off for essentially $1,000. So a very, very low payment for the year of 2026. And then from there, we spread out the cost of the program. That includes over $260,000 in discounts that we were able to get from our finance team to ensure we're providing the best possible pricing for the solutions they need to be able to have all of this automation, to have their cameras and their system working in an efficient way to help create better outcomes within the community and to keep deputies safe when they're out in the field. With that, I'll take a step back, hand it over to Sheriff to talk through how some of this funding will come together. But these are the programs that we're proposing. And again, I challenge you to reframe this in a way of thinking about it as officer safety and community transparency. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Sure.
Kevin. So this was brought to me by my department. It's obviously outside of our current budget, and it's a 5-year contract. Well, 6 with the discount from this year. That's why it's being brought to the commission for consideration. In speaking with Chief Avalos, the Killdeer Police Department, this is the system that they're currently using, and the Dickinson Police Department. And I also talked to Sheriff Warner over in Hettinger County that has also recently switched to this program. I can't say they had anything negative to say about it. It's comes highly recommended by everybody that I've spoken to so far. If you look at the TASER program, we're currently running the X26Ps now that have been, they quit making them about 4 or 5 years ago already, so they're out of warranty, and they're you can still get batteries and replacement cartridges. They're a single shot model, and they've been around for a long time, and we've been, you know, limping through it because they are an expensive investment. You know, comes to comparing them to handguns, they're a lot more than handguns. But when you look at law enforcement, you have to have a reliable, less than lethal option out there that, you know, is dependable. The one thing I really like about their taser is the multi shot taser. I think it's, I don't know if Kevin's still on, if it's 8 or 7 or 9 rounds, something like that, right?
That's correct. So there's actually 10 cartridges within that. So that gives you an opportunity, you know, after, say, the first 2 fail, say it's the winter months, it's 0 degrees outside, and someone's wearing a thick canvas Carhartt jacket, and you have a probe that bounces off that jacket, you still have 8 or 9 opportunities to then create what's called NMI, neuromuscular incapacitation, with that individual to de-escalate that situation with the taser before having to switch to any other weapons.
And then, so our current one, you have 1 shot, and if you miss, you know, you can reload it, but it's not an easy task when you're rolling around on the ground with somebody, or you're chasing after somebody, or whatever the situation is. So the capabilities are much better in this, and like I said, our old ones are going to have to be replaced, and you know, the price on those is consistent with what you're going to find out there in the market today. So some of the things I really like about the program is the AI assisted report writing. You know, cops don't like writing reports. This is a very good feature. Obviously, you still have to go through it and add to it, make sure that everything's correct in it, but make you look like a very efficient report writer and a very good report writer with minimal effort from the officer, which speeds up their time in the office, and you know, it will reduce some of the overtime out there on getting those completed before the end of the shift. I also like the feature where you can basically log into anybody's camera real time. If there's a situation where we have an officer that's not responding to dispatch on a status call, we can go right into their camera and find out what's going on, if they're in trouble, or if they're just not hearing their radio, because our radio systems here are, you know, not that reliable in a lot of areas. So I guess with all of that information brought to me in my personal research, like I said, the Axon program comes highly recommended by the departments I talked to. It is a 5-year contract, and it is outside of our budget, so we're bringing it here today for your consideration. And you know, we'll let you decide from here on whether or not we want to commit to this. And I do believe that, it would be a good asset for our department. So.
Any comments from the board?
Madam Chair, I'd like to comment. I think our officer safeties should be first. And if you see a lot of these calls that they're called out on in different, not in the lawsuits we could save and for the safety of like Sheriff just said, if somebody's not answering, at least you can respond to. So I would definitely be in support of this. It's a lot of money, but you think about what's the alternative word. So I would support it.
I mean, per year, it ain't bad. I mean, for what it'll provide. I think it's, and what they're using now is outdated. We gotta do something to update.
Yeah, there's no question that equipment becomes obsolete after a bit. And like you said, there's no warranty. You're just limping along with what you have.
And we are going down the road to, we have to change and evolve. It's gonna come sooner or later. AI is here, it's not going away. The plate reader function is phenomenal. I mean, there's a lot of good programs and good things that come with this package. So like I said, it is a cost, but there's a cost with everything when it comes to law enforcement. And the fact that all these other agencies are using it really and speak highly of it, convinces me that they do have a good product that will really help our department.
So I see it as this year would be was it $1,000 or, and that,
And we could pay that out of.
yeah, right. And then, when we build our budget for the next year and years following, it can be a line item for equipment.
Madam Chairman, I move that we go ahead and approve the program that the Sheriff Kuhn has brought forward to us.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Pelton, seconded by Commissioner Heiser to approve the TASER program proposal as presented. Any other discussion? We'll have roll call vote.
Commissioner Heiser?
Yes.
Commissioner Pelton?
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman?
Yes.
Commissioner Dolzall?
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Gary.
Kevin.
Thanks
Well, thank
online.
you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much. Take care.
And-
Anything else?
And then the ambulance, we gave them the quick response vehicle to use here in Manning, to go on calls. They're asking if we would give them one of our old computers and docking stations to put in there, which are just gonna sit around anyhow. They're not gonna be used by us anymore. It gives them the mobile CAD and all that where they can, find addresses easily and, get the information from 911 from dispatch. So if you would, we would like to just get permission to give them one of our old computers so they have those capabilities in that vehicle.
Them computers are updated enough to handle what they need.
Yeah, yes. They still work. They're just, we replaced them because of the age, so.
I'd move that we go ahead and give the sheriff the authority to work with the ambulance on the computer.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Pelton, seconded by Commissioner Kleeman to go ahead and work with the ambulance on donating a computer to the ambulance service, Killdeer Ambulance. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Gary. Still early before our bid opening. Bill Jorgensen section line.
So Billy called me and said that Water Resource Commission found out that description on the land wasn't right. So Sally's gonna check into that and redo it, she said. It's just I wanted to bring it up so that Billy knew it was on the
So it
Put
should
on-
read northwest quarter instead of the north half
Yep.
of the northwest.
Yep,
So northwest of the northwest is the correct, or is it just the full northwest?
northwest quarter was it's supposed to be.
Okay. I guess Sally can work on that and correction.
I don't know if we have to have a motion to change that or not. Sally says we don't, but
I think it's just a, they
technically-
call it a Scribner error, like Ross used to always say. Anyway, you'll check into it and, yeah. Right. Road superintendent, was that you, Bob?
Oh, yeah, I've gotten calls from some of the road department people. I don't know if anybody else has, but they're really not looking to, I guess they want Mike in there as a road superintendent, and they said that it's gonna cause a lot of conflict if somebody else gets in there because things will be different, try to do things different, so I'd like to just make a motion that we move Mike into the road superintendent position as of right now and eliminate what do you call it? Can't think of it now.
I don't know.
What?
I don't know what you mean.
What do we do? We don't need to open it up.
I guess I feel we need to open up that position. It's been our policy. We open up the positions and Mike is serving as interim now and I think he's doing a great job and I don't know that we need to change anything at this moment. But we should advertise the position. You know, I mean, that's.
We don't have to do that. I
Oh, is
mean,
that right?
Aaron told me that if the majority of the board figures that he's capable of doing the job and that's who we want in there, we can do it, so.
Well,
There's a
he's-
motion on the table. There's no second, it dies.
So there's a motion on the table to change the interim superintendent position or not advertise and name Mike road superintendent. Is that right? Is that
Right.
what you're saying?
Right.
Okay. Is there a second? Is there a second?
So second, if we have some discussion that we've
Okay.
already had without it.
Go ahead.
I just second it, so
Okay, there's a second.
because
And
we've
is there any discussion?
had a lot of discussion
Any-
without having a second. so
Mhm. Well, that's typical. Not
ain't
just,
supposed to be.
well, we do that. It happens all the time. So is there any discussion? There's a motion and a second on the table. Any discussion? Okay, roll call vote.
Commissioner Heiser,
Yes.
Commissioner Pelton,
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman,
Yes.
Commissioner Dalzell.
Bid opening. Oh, okay, so we don't have anything to, they won't be here. Okay, that's kind of wondering. the meeting back to order and we have a bid opening. Guys ready?
Yep.
Places, everyone?
Places. Our first bid this morning is from Martin Construction. The addendum has been received and notified. Total, all bid items, $794,826.68. $794,826.68. Our second bid this morning is from Edward H. Schwartz Construction. Addendum has been notified and received. Total all bid items, $723,564.21. $723,564.21. Your second bid is from Gladden Construction. Addendum has been received. Total all bid items, $900,604.45. $900,604.45. Your next bid is from Bronco Brothers Incorporated. Addendum was received. Total all bid items, $918,570.48. $918,570.48. And our last bid is from Central Specialties Incorporated, acknowledgement of the addendum. Total, all bid items, $937,405.00. $937,405.00.
I'd like to thank all the bidders. We appreciate you. The engineer estimate was 795,000. Thanks, Riley. Dunn County Airport Authority, if you guys are ready.
Everyone received the packet from the airport, the information packet? So we are looking to build something called a partial parallel taxiway with additional taxi lanes. You guys have this diagram in front of you, this picture. So currently we don't have a taxiway at the airport. We have an apron with a small ramp to get onto the active runway. Most airports our size have a taxiway. So our runway is something called an active runway, and the goal for any airport is to keep airplanes off the runway unless they're actually using it. Right now, airplanes have to back taxi, and that takes time, and it's a safety issue. So we're looking. This has been in our capital improvement plan for over a decade. It's time to get it done. This will add a partial parallel, but it'll also add additional taxi lanes. If you look at those, that U-shaped pavement area over on the right-hand side. So as you know, last year we built a new hangar with room for 8 aircraft. And in the last 12 months, we filled that. So we went from 6 aircraft to, I believe it's 14 aircraft. We're completely full, and there's 1 airplane on the waiting list. So we don't have any taxiway. We don't have any infrastructure to build any more buildings. So in order to build more hangars, we need to put in these additional taxi lanes. So we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We can add the safety factor of the partial parallel taxiway, and then also put those additional taxi lanes in for future expansion. Depending on how many people are on the wait list and of course funding, we'll see if we can build that building. But the plus side to the partial parallel is that the state of North Dakota is willing to fund 50% of the project. They don't do that with buildings. As you know, in the past, we've had to fund the hangars ourselves. But with infrastructure for taxi lanes, runways, and land acquisition, stuff like that, they will fund a good portion of the project. Now, we did open it up for bidding, and the lowest bid for the project was $3,094,922. So the state is willing to fund $1,547,461, but that means we're on the hook for the other $1,547,461 if we want to go ahead with this project. So that's what we're here to talk about.
Any comments?
Yep. Madam Chair, I'd like to comment too. I think it's very important to keep our airport in Killdeer functionable. If you recall, in the past, we helped fund Dickinson Airport, and I really think it's important that we fund this project for our own airport in our county here.
Anyone else? The motion,
I'll make a motion to whatever the 50% share is, 1,547,461.11.
there's second. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, seconded, motion by Commissioner Heiser, seconded by Commissioner Pelton, to fund the 50% share of the airport taxiway construction, $1,547,461.11. Sorry. Readers. Okay, now is there any discussion? Any further discussion? Okay, I guess we'll have roll call.
Commissioner Heiser,
Yes.
Commissioner Pelton,
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman, Commissioner Dalzell.
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Joanne, are you able to come up now? Thanks.
Hello, Commissioners and Madam Chairman. I'm here twofold, and Sally also told me that I could have a whole half hour. Just kidding. I brought, boy, I've never seen so many evil looks. Just kidding, but I'm here to give you an update, an annual update. The department heads usually try to go in and tell you what we've done the last year, and so I thought I'd share with you. You probably got a report in front of you. Some of the key accomplishments over the last 12 months. And it did help for, I want to thank you for Sarah's help. That's helped me tremendously. We developed, our department itself has its own vision or mission statement, and we want to make sure that our goal is to deliver clear, professional, and strategic communications that inform, engage, and support Dunn County residents. All 14 departments and all 5 commissioners and all 7 cities. That is our goal. And it's been a lofty goal because it does create a lot of work, but we definitely take it on full force and are excited because I think we have helped the residents feel more comfortable, that they know what's going on. That's important to us. So just to give you a little idea of how this works, and I picked one program in particular, was the Housing Authority did the Dunn County Builders Assistance Program. This is what happens with every single, I mean, everything that comes to us. And we do assist like all the other organizations that, you know, it depends on if it's in my wheelhouse, but like the Housing Authority or the, you know, if the water would cut, any of them, we try to do whatever they need to help them get whatever program it is established. So when the Builders Assistance came to, or I mean, when the Dunn County Housing Authority came to me wanting this Builders Assistance Program, it was developed because primarily they're trying to address the housing shortage. And so through a lot of conversation, strategic planning, trying to figure out who our audience was, we developed the tools, we developed the content, we do the creative, because you know they never had a logo or anything, so we could brand the program, and that is what our responsibility is. It doesn't come easy, and it's not always quick. So some of those things do take some time, but I'm proud to say that program is up and running, and it continues to. I know that the board itself functions in what the decisions are. We are there to support them with their tools and make sure that their tools are all branded the same. So now they have, right now we're working on a poster. We've done direct mail, we've done Facebook, Instagram, the 3 city apps, all of those tools based on the audience that we're trying to attract are utilized when we develop a program. That's just one out of many that go on in a year's time. We also provide comprehensive support to the other, not just the programs, but to the departments themselves. For an example, you might see Holly, Holly's trying, tax equalization is rotating to the different communities. She's going out. So we're responsible for making sure the community is informed and knows that she's going out there to help them with the primary residence credits. Or tonight we have a meeting in Dodge, and that was our responsibility, develop the tools and make sure that the county knows that this information's there, and keep the commissioners informed as well as the staff to make sure that they know that what's happening in Dunn County. Additional services that go along. Sometimes throughout the year, it might not seem like we're not developing completely new programs, but we also are responsible for all of the media relations. And in the past 12 months, we've dealt with nearly 25 stories. Not always is it accurate. Sometimes there's a misinformation or something, and I'm responsible for making sure that story is fixed and the credit goes to the right, organization. I've even called commissioners that sit on different boards, and I do watch, I'm kind of a watchdog that way to protect you too, is if a story is, reported wrongly, then I have to make sure that those corrections are made, and I have to negotiate with the editor. I've called Craig before. I think they had some misprints, and it's important that we make sure everything is accurate and the county residents are aware of what's happening. About a year ago, we took on this project, and it's been huge. I didn't think it would be that big, but it's very, very big. I've worked for many, many companies in my career, but not one that has 100 employees. And getting 100 employees to shift to do things all the same when it comes to branding has been a challenge, but they're all working very hard to support the effort. And we refreshed the logo. We've created a system where all printing orders go into our office, and I was able to negotiate a volume discount by doing, consolidating that so that we have all the printing coming out of the same place, and it ensures that it's all branded the exact same way. You all have new business cards. We have new letterhead, envelopes. The list goes on. So eventually, the goal is that the entire organization is all branded the same way. We look cohesive. We look professional, and perfect. If that's possible, can we be perfect? Yes, we can. As I mentioned to you before, thank you for the position with Sarah, because I was drowning. I still feel like I'm drowning sometimes, but as Bob said, she drowned, right? I probably drowned I make work for myself, but that's okay. I love what I do. One of the things that I was asked to do this year, which moving forward, is to develop the 250th birthday, coordinate with the communities, and we did. And I worked real close with Tyrell from City of Kildare. That was, in order to keep the community involved, we invited everybody in all 7 cities and asked for everybody. And we met several times, getting all their ideas, consolidating everybody's ideas into one, and creating a birthday bash. So I'm excited that that's moving forward, and I will continue to work with Tyrell. We've narrowed the committee down now, so we're down to the core group that's doing the work, and that's moving along nicely. That's added. That's going to be a fun celebration. Under the summary of activities, I'm going to go through that quickly for you because I'm doing my job. I don't think I should really go through this list, but it's important you know what we do. Facebook, we've done approximately 800 posts or cross posts or sharing over the past 12 months. We've earned influencer badges, meaning that you're credible on Facebook for providing factual information, not misinformation. We have close to 2,000 followers. Again, I started 3.5 years ago and we were at 200. So I'm really pleased with that when we only have 4,500 residents, and half of those are children. So our YouTube, I need to give credit to the IT department, to Jenny and Sarah too. That YouTube streaming our videos has been a very, very big resource for all of us. People like it. To every meeting that you host now, you might have only that's donuts, Craig. That's 2 donuts in the same month. We have a rule that if your phone goes off, it's donuts. But anyway, so in the past, like when you have your meetings, like now you might have only 30, 40 people in attendance here, but you have 50 plus right now online. So watching your stream. We also see there have been streams, depending on the issues, that have been close to 1,000 people. So we know that over time they're watching it. I am working closely right now with the City of Kildare. We have now made arrangements, and it's showing, but not on a regular schedule yet, on the public access channel, and hopefully it runs 3 times a week. So we try to run it once during the morning, once at night, and once on the weekends. So we're hitting all the other audiences that don't have the access to attending our meetings. So I think that's been a very positive change. Instagram, we never had an Instagram account. Now we do. We've done about 250 posts since conception. We're building that. Website calendar, I brought that up a million times, but I am so proud of that website calendar. Again, and this is my opportunity to make a plug for the community that's watching, is that calendar is on our homepage of our website, and it has the school, it has all of the meetings, organizations, events, everything. It's one location for all the events. So if anybody's planning, an event or something, we can avoid duplication. Also, the community is welcome to submit their own events to that calendar. I remember when this commission just first took, the leadership changed, and everybody wanted me to do a calendar, and we couldn't figure out how to do it. This worked, and thanks to IT, and I'm grateful for that help. Newspaper and television, we've been coordinating with them. As you know, we live in a newspaper desert. It's very difficult for the newspaper reporters to get in our areas, but they've been covering us on a regular basis. And it's important that we continue that relationship because when we need them, it's important that we can get the word out. We did a complete website update, not just on creative. I mean, the whole website was changed, the creative side of it. We also did a content. And I've got some to share with you later on about the new American with Disabilities Act, but the website's completely updated and hopefully provides the services and the forms and everything. The goal was of the department heads to make sure that the county residents could do most of their business online. I mean, they could come and, apply for things, get the information they want. So that has been our goal with our website. Our department conducts 3 professional photo shoots a year to make sure that all of our photos are up to date. The commissioners are up to date. We do that 3 times a year. I make sure, and you've seen that come from me, I share with you the latest of the sunshine laws or the public meeting and open records laws. I continuously make sure that you have the latest information on that. We work with North Dakota LTAP, and we've got that coming up the end of this month. I can't remember the exact date, but we are working with them to host the Sign Warrior again. We've done that a couple years in a row, and it's been very successful. And we will host that with the 4th grade classes at the school. Closer to the end of April, right now we are coordinating, it's the week of April 20th, I believe, our county cleanup, which is part of our strategic plan. It meets that goal of beautification and making sure our county showcases the best. We started, it used to be a smaller program in just Manning, and it has now grown to all 7 cities. We go, and right now, it always depends on how many volunteers we have, but if we're able to go the complete community and then 1 mile each direction we do, I hope I can count on you guys to show up.
Count me in.
Yes, okay, that's good, because it is a week-long event. I think we put on 45 miles last year, and by the end of the week, everybody's pretty tired. So yeah, we welcome any support in the community. We hope they'll help us. They have in the past. It's been great that way. We also annually purchase flowers, and Adeline's been so grateful and helped me before because I'm not really a green thumb, but we are up to 35 pots now, and we take those flowers and we deliver them to the different communities, and we put them in highly visible areas, and the communities take them on themselves and babysit them for me, water and take care of them. So that's been good, and that also meets another one of our strategic planning goals. We assist the departments, for an example, road days, scoria days, weed cost share days. We're involved in all of those days. This is the 2nd year we've done the community chats. Most of you have been involved in them, and those have been well received. Everybody that's done it multiple times, the community, when we go back in, has tripled or even more, have more attendance every single time. I think Naratic had 60 people attend. I mean, that was probably pretty much so their population. So, and it provides an opportunity for you as elected officials and for the department heads to share what they do, and let people ask questions on a grassroots level. They can ask questions to find out what exactly do you guys do, and talk to you about things that maybe they wouldn't talk to you about otherwise. We assist the departments when they have public meetings. That, of course, is a part of our role. As I mentioned before, we coordinated with the schools. Somebody mentioned to me the other day, we need to do more with the schools. We have been extremely active with the schools, and we even work with Vision Zero, the seatbelt usage, the no drink and drive, because we need to keep our county safe. We worked last year. It was kind of the first year, and this year I'm so happy that Will was able to get this. The Park and Rec is doing the health and wellness classes at Lake Ilo. We offer them to the public free, and they're on Saturdays for an hour, and they're yoga and then there's sound. It's a sound bath, and everybody that we had people coming from Mercer County and McKenzie County to attend our wellness classes or our those sessions. So they now have decided to move forward. I think we've got, gosh, I want to say 6 or 8 Saturdays booked already. So we will continue to move through that. In the fall, we do Operation Greenlight. That's the veterans. We work closely with the American Legion and Lisa, and we promote recognizing our veterans for their services. And that's been a really nice. We try to get as many light bulbs as we can throughout the county. I believe that brings me to the end of those things. And now I just wanted to let you know, and I did ask my portfolio holders before for permission, but I was elected to the North Dakota Public Information Officers Board of Directors. That is going to be, I'm really excited about that and honored that they'd asked me. That is the group that we basically help all nonprofit and government related public information officers. We provide resources, and we're like the resources to come to if they need help in crisis or whatever kind of communication issues they have. I sit on the Dunn County Joint Ventures Committee. I'm on the Hilltop Board. Hilltop Heritage Foundation and on Home on the Range Board. Both of those are outside of work. I do not incorporate those with my work, but I thought I'd mention them. And then looking ahead, we have two big issues. One that just came up just in the last month, and it was, I remember the look on my face was like, what? How did we miss this? It's not us. We're actually ahead of the game. I don't know how anybody missed it, but there was a law passed in 2024, Title II Americans with Disabilities Act. We're considered a Title II because we're government. We have a deadline of April 2027. Counties 50,000 and less, that's our deadline of next year. The larger counties 50,000 and greater are due this April. I think it's the 26th and it is a phenomenal law that's going to, and you know what? It's good. It's got good components to it, but it is going to make us become responsible for sight impaired, hearing impaired, all on our digital access. So for an example, our website will have to have a complete remake, you know, to be in compliance. When we just found this out, and of course we're reaching out to all the resources we have, like North Dakota Association of Counties, North Dakota League of Cities, North Dakota PIO, all of these people are being resources for us, but right now, Mike and I are training we're taking every free course we can to try to get kind of a base to get us started, but we have to be in compliance next April. One of the things that I can tell you that we are not going to do, or we're going to try our darndest not to, is the fact that a lot of the counties that can't comply, because it's a huge requirement. A big undertaking is remove the information from the public and ask that they come to the front desk and ask if they want it. That's not our goal. We work too hard to get where we're at today. We're going to do everything we can to get into compliance and figure out how we can offer the same services even better, because now we will meet those requirements. So just know that added a huge layer of work, and but we're moving along very well already. I mean, I'm very pleased with the progress we're making in a short time. And I think we only found out about it a month ago or so, so it's not very long. We are going to continue to expand our digital outreach. So however we do that, by inviting people to follow us, by continuing to post, continuing to encourage people to make it our one-stop shop. Come find out what's going on in Dunn County, because that's what we do. We will continue to support the initiatives in our strategic plan, support all of the department heads, what their goals are, what the community expects, and also what you guys expect. That's what we're here to do. Lastly, of course, we could not do this without the help of everyone. It takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to make sure everybody has what they need and to make sure our county feels like they're informed. So alone, we can do so little, but together we can do so much. So thank you. Are there any questions about what the communications department has done in the past year?
Thank you, Luann.
Yes, I have one more, Tracy. I need to ask for some money now.
Okay, go for it.
No. Okay, cleanup week. Sarah was going to ask you guys, but she's gone. And she asked me to make sure at the end of this presentation to bring this up. So the cleanup is coming, like I mentioned to you. It's April 20th through the 24th. And as we've done in the past 3 years, we need supplies, for an example. Garbage bags, hand wipes, snacks, lunches. And the lunches are only for the core group, you know, the ones, I mean, we purchase ourselves even treats for the volunteers and stuff. But the core group, we try to bring sandwiches and stuff because it's hard to get back here to do it. We get t-shirts for everybody, so everybody's easily identified so that the sheriff's department can tell who are the crazies running around in the ditch. And purchasing the flowers. And we have done, one of the fun things about that is Kelly Schomeyer, is it FFA? I might say it wrong. Is it FFA or 4-H girls? I'm embarrassed.
Girl Scouts?
Girl Scouts. Thank you. It's one of those girls. So instead of us buying flowers outside of the county, we now take the money that you give us and we invest it in that group. And then they in turn make their they get their share of it's a good thing. It's kind of a double whammy. So with that, the total of the amount is, and if we don't use it, we don't use it, but we're thinking it's going to cost $3,600 this year. Would you be willing to fund our cleanup?
Madam Chair, I'd make a motion to fund the cleanup for $3,600.
There's second?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Heiser, second by Commissioner Pelton to fund the April cleanup in the amount of up to $3,600. Any further discussion? It's a lot of work, and I sure appreciate what you do to get it organized, and Will helping out with it.
Yes,
And the sheriff's
the
department.
whole group.
Yeah.
This is really great, you guys.
It's
Yeah.
a good project.
I helped last year, and Luann, she's a good cheerleader. She keeps us going.
Yeah, get the whip out is more like it. But
Right.
we do. We get a lot done in a short time.
Roll call vote. There's no further discussion.
Commissioner Heiser?
Yes.
Commissioner Pelton?
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman? Commissioner Dalzell?
Yes, the motion carries.
Thank you very much. Do you have any other questions or anything?
Thank you for all you do and your
Yes.
support. It's good to.
No worries. Thank you. Okay.
job.
Thank you very much, you guys. And it was less than a half hour. Say.
Okay, the JLG contract amendment.
Okay, so in the building committee, there was,
Well, I think what the savings come is because underneath the footings itself, they were planned to go down 5 feet, but they figured after they did some recalculating, they can make the footings lower, so we don't have to excavate under the footings, but the basement will still have to come out. So that's what the savings you're going to see under the footings alone.
so we'll save $157,000, but JLG needs to redo the plans. So we have an amendment to the plans to pay them $9,000, but all in all, we're going to save $157,000 by doing this. So I just need approval for that and a signature so JLG can proceed.
I'll move that we go ahead with the JLG amendment.
There's second.
Second,
Okay, motion by Commissioner Pelton, seconded by Commissioner Heiser to approve the JLG contract amendment in the amount of $9,000. Any further discussion? Let's do roll call vote.
Commissioner Heiser?
yes.
Commissioner Pelton?
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman? Commissioner Dalzell?
Yes, motion carries. Agreements.
So we haven't done this for a while, but through the Secretary of State's office, they suggested that everybody update their joint power agreements for the election to all of the cities. So we've done that. State's Attorney's Office has looked this over, so I sent it out to all of the cities. Their state's attorneys have looked it over, and I've just got two back that I would like permission to get signed. One from the city of Dodge and one from the city of Dunn Center.
I would move that we approve the joint powers agreement for the upcoming elections.
Second,
Motion by Commissioner Dalzell, second by Commissioner Heiser to approve the joint powers agreements for the upcoming elections. Any further discussion? So Sally, this basically is that their races are on our ballot, correct?
If their races are on our ballot and if they do any special elections, then they pay for those themselves.
Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. The school bond grants.
All right, so at the last meeting, you guys approved for the school districts for the bond grants up to $5 million. And what that does is helps reduce the taxes that our citizens pay. The money that is approved has to be used for bond sinking interest accounts or certificates of indebtedness. So that helps bring down those bond payments. I do have applications for South Hart School, Richardson Taylor School, Beulah School, and Dickinson Public Schools, all of which we have Dunn County kids going to. I've looked over these applications and they're all in line and meet the requirements of the grant. So I'm just asking for approval for these so we can get the funding to the schools.
And this is put on a percentage of the kids.
Yep.
So
Yep, a percentage by how many of the Dunn County kids go to those schools. Yep.
I'd move to go ahead and approve the applications that have been received for the school bond grant.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Pelton, second by Commissioner Kleeman to approve the school bond grant applications that have been presented. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, Sally.
Commissioner Heiser?
Yes.
Commissioner Pelton?
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman? Commissioner Dolzall?
Yes, motion carries. So I see Matt is here. Are you ready to, or are you waiting for someone else? Nope. Okay, come on up. No, not at all. You're early.
Well, thanks for having me today. I'm Matt, City Administrator with the City of Killdeer. I was coming to visit with the commission today regarding the Rodeo Ridge Street paving project. So was able to hand you out a map. Our city engineer, Kenzie Robertson, was able to put together along with some engineer estimates currently. So I know this was the item I believe I discussed briefly with former Superintendent Schwarzenberger on. The initial questions were the cost compared to what the county usually incurs. So wanted to make sure you had a broken down estimate as well, showing what that looked like there. So one of the major changes I'd say since the last numbers we provided the commission was based on lighting. So street lighting for that area. And then I guess to go into it a bit more, the city commission on the March 16th meeting, wanted to talk with the county commission regarding this project. What the interest would be as far as a cost share is concerned. Right now, as you can see, we have a couple of different options on the table right now, so I wouldn't be requesting, anything specifically from the county commission on this time, outside of wanting to make sure we get this in front of you to see what we're looking at. So I know briefly we've looked at a rural section, regarding the road project, looking at some possible pathways as well, sidewalk. Obviously, we do have in that northeast quarter now. We did have that Mountain View shooting complex, right, that has got going the last year. So now we're looking more at possible walking paths to that area as well. And then there is an option as well for showing some curb and gutter. But we'll circle back with our city engineer, Robertson, Public Works Superintendent Cameron DePeralta, and our street commissioner, Greg Nordsman, as well, on their recommendations for what project to move forward with and then to recommend to the commission. So we will have this on the April 6th meeting to go into further. So any commissioner, any staff certainly welcome to attend on that item.
Matt, I looked at this yesterday. I really kind of struggle with this project here. It's what I understand is totally in the city limits. If you look at business places, it's all big, heavy industrial that'll be coming out on this road. So I see you got lots of estimates here. I look back at estimate projects. We had to do 8 miles with gravel up on the mountain was, at around 6 million. So I really struggle with this here to help fund this here because just like I said, it's in an industrial park, lighting and curb and gutter and I don't know, that's just my opinion of it. I just, it doesn't really go anywhere. It just comes off of behind it, beside the county shop and loops around, goes to the shooting range. I get that. That's just my opinion.
And thank you, Commissioner Heiser as well. The one thought I had here currently, do you think it would help to have an essential, almost a committee meeting with yourself? And I believe Commissioner Pelton, you're on the road portfolio as well. Thank you. So would that possibly help as well to talk to our city engineer, our public works superintendent, our street commissioner as well? Do you believe there would be an appetite for such there, just to get, more on the same path? Because straight away numbers, Commissioner Heiser, absolutely. But in those estimates, of course, we have things added like lighting, right, curb and gutter. Those sort of things are obviously going to add up on that end. We might, it's hard to say. You would certainly know it better than I do, sir, in your time, but our estimate might be a little bit higher as well. So there might be some flexibility on that end.
The streets are kind of set up for urban section now, and then to turn around and make it rural to turn it to urban, that's quite a lot more.
Yes.
Just
And that's where we want to, I didn't want to say this is where we're at right now. So wanted to give options, and certainly have those options in front of the commission as well for Monday to see which section, the way they go. Because I'd say typically, or I guess previously, we budgeted more in line with that rural section with a possibility of walkway, path, that sort of thing as an option phase later on, is how I recall.
Matt, has the city had any discussion on, were they looking like 50-50 sharing, or what? I mean, was anything brought up?
I believe that would be the original ask. I know that's one of those, working with on your end. We have different items, of course, like lighting, right? Going back to the lighting, going back to curb and gutter, sidewalks, that I think there could be some good discussion on. So I would say that would be the original idea, but of course, city commission's open to any items on that.
And is the city proposing this for construction this year, or?
That is where we're at currently. There might be some options based on timelines and bidding that it could possibly be a 2-year project, but that's something we have to sort out with our superintendent, street commissioner, and of course the commission. But we did have it in our CIP, I guess, sorry, Chairman Dalzell. We did have it in our CIP for a couple of years now, and we did anticipate going into this year, having construction this year.
one thing I'd like to see, and we visited briefly yesterday, I think one thing, what's the traffic count? I mean, and I think our road department has the counters. It'd be really curious to see really what kind of traffic is using that road. I mean, them counters, to my knowledge, it can count trucks, motorcycles, school buses, just the way they're set up. So it'd be really curious to see what kind of traffic's really using that road. And is it 75% trucks and press cars or something? But to invest that kind of money, I think a traffic count would be pretty important for me.
Well, I think it would be good for, I value our relationship with the city, working together. I'm not that, necessarily committing to this. I'm not, but maybe it'd be good to have a discussion with the city engineer, just to kind of.
I agree, because our relationship with the city of Kildare is very important to me. So, that's not, I'm a hard no, but I have questions, and I'd like, just.
So maybe, Matt and Al, you guys and the city engineer work out a time to meet and discuss it.
Set
Would
something
that
up,
be-
I'd be glad to attend.
Yeah, we certainly can do that. And Commissioner Pelton, would you? Yes, yep, absolutely, absolutely. And is that something you'd like to attend, sir, as well, or?
Put up a time I can make it, I'll make it.
Well, yeah, I appreciate you bringing this in to us and bringing it to our attention. Go from there.
Okay, no, thank you. And like I said, we'll have some more conversation on the commission side here on the 6th as well. So you're certainly welcome to attend. Staff, commission, of course. And then I'll follow up with our city engineer, follow up with Commissioner Heiser, Commissioner Pelton, your road superintendent, and I guess anybody else interested, along with our superintendent and street commissioner, to set something up.
Sounds good.
And then, was there any other questions for me? Okay, thank
Thanks
you.
for coming in,
Thank
Matt.
you.
Thanks.
NDSU, Kristen and Chris.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We just want to share a project that we have going on in April and invite all of you to attend. Lead Local is put on by our specialists through NDSU, and it's kind of a training reminder type thing for aspiring elected or appointed leaders within our community, within our county. We've shared this out to, I don't know, 10, 15 different boards already. If there's any other boards or people who are interested in running for positions, we want to invite you to the courthouse. We're looking at how to be an effective board, how to be an effective board member, how to deal with difficult personalities, how to understand different relationships, different personality styles. It's supposed to be a pretty awesome program from what we've heard around the state. We're very fortunate Dunn County JDA is doing a scholarship for us. They'll be paying $25 on everybody who applies. And then the bunkhouse grill is covering the meal cost. So instead of a $75 cost, it's a $25 cost for everybody. It's April 30th. We are limited in our spots. We had set it at 24 and NDSU has agreed to do 35 if we feel that we need it. We had 14 sign up within the first 3 days of putting it online. So we're excited. Just wanted to let you know that that's coming up and invite you to attend if you are interested. And then Kirsten wants to talk a little bit about the cool things that's happening in 4-H right now.
Yep, I just wanted to give a quick update about our 4-H teams or judging teams. So livestock judging wrapped up here at the beginning of March. Our senior team got 5th at state this year. We had 4 members on that team. And then our junior team got 4th at state. We had 7 younger junior members on our livestock judging team. So they did really good. I was really proud of them. It was a really fun year with the kids. Our range judging team, they got 2nd at state back in September, and we are headed down to nationals in Oklahoma in May. So that is really exciting for our kids. So we have 4 members going down at the beginning of May. So
that's great.
Yeah. Super. Very proud of them, all the hard work they put in. So
Questions? Thank you for
Yep.
the
Thank
update.
you.
Appreciate it. So Riley, you have our bid results, tabulations.
Yeah, reviewed the bids. Schwartz's bid was good, so we would recommend award for Schwartz Construction on their low bid of $723,564.21.
I'd make that motion.
A second. Motion by Commissioner Heiser, seconded by Commissioner Pelton to award the bid on the
92nd.
92nd Avenue project to Schwartz Construction. Any further discussion? Roll call?
Commissioner Heiser?
Yes.
Commissioner Pelton?
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman?
Yes.
Commissioner Dalzell?
Yes.
Thanks.
Motion carries. Yeah,
Do you
thank
have an
you.
idea how long that road cut down?
I think we had like a 15-day road closure in there, but I have to double check.
I'd like land busy again.
Okay.
Putting that up.
So Matt informed me that the McKinsey Bay bid opening results are not available today. Is there anything more? They're working on gathering some more information having to do with the core? Yeah, okay. So we don't have that today. And then we need to circle back on the road superintendent position. So it's posted out there. There's 8 applicants. And because it's an appointed position, we would have to have approval to close the applications. So we would need that for the minutes or close the notice. So
I'd make a motion to close that and send applicants a letter and tell them the position has been filled.
motion by Commissioner Heiser, seconded by Commissioner Kleeman to close the application process for road superintendent and then notice to the applicants that a position has been filled. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carries. Then another issue, because, I mean, this just come up fast this morning. The road superintendent position is a salaried exempt position. So we need to make that adjustment. And I don't know what salary would be, what your wishes are, but
Is it in the labor laws that it has to be salaried?
I believe so. That's the exempt.
I think that needs to be researched because I don't believe it has to be a salaried position.
I think we need to consider, keep in mind that we have, several department heads in Dunn County that are salaried, that do put in time. So if we make an exemption for one to be qualify for overtime, then everyone needs to. So I don't know that we want to go down that road, but I mean, to be the road superintendent, to be communications director, to be the recorder, to be any of our positions that are exempt because of their duties, their responsibilities as leaders, that is an exempt position. I guess I would recommend that we work with the, I guess, our pay scale. I mean, we've got to figure something out, that position.
I'm sure I'd like to table that decision for a little more research on it till the next meeting.
Motion on the table, a motion to table the road superintendent's exempt or non-exempt status and salary until the next meeting. So any further discussion? I guess I would ask that during this time, I mean, he is the road superintendent now, and we have to, does that position qualify for overtime now? I mean, we've got 2 weeks till our next meeting.
Leave
No.
the wages the way they are until 2 weeks when Desi comes back with.
Okay, well, we'll have a roll call vote on tabling the decision.
Commissioner Heiser?
Yes.
Commissioner Pelton?
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman? Commissioner Dalzell?
No. Motion carries. Friday holiday pay. So that was tabled. So we'd need a motion to remove it from the table.
So move.
Is there a second? I'll second. So a motion by Commissioner Kleeman, second by Commissioner Dalzell to remove the Friday holiday pay agenda item from the table. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carries. Okay. So, Desi?
Thank you. So previously, the holiday pay was presented to the board. I believe the first reading was approved and we were directed as a policy team to go back to the table and revisit the holiday pay. We did do that. We came together and we did revisit the policy recommendation that we have. And the consensus was to bring that same policy recommendation back to the board without change. On the screen, you will see a table that was, this handout was given at the workshop, the commissioner workshop last week. And what this does is it goes over what that holiday schedule would look like for all employees by going with the recommendation of the policy team. how it breaks down is that when there's a holiday that is observed on the Friday based on Century Code, that all employees would work for 36 hours in that week, and they would all receive 4 hours of holiday pay, bringing them to the 40 hours. As a reminder, the way that policy would work is that the road department would close at, I believe, noon on Thursday.
I will say that in the policy committee meeting, it was kind of the consensus of the group that by adjusting the courthouse hours, that wasn't a good fit for the public. So if we were to work 4 10-hour days, starting at 6 in the morning, that's hours 6 to 7 are not very conducive for the public to do business. So that really wasn't an option. We also talked about, well, we could close, early one of those days, and that, that again takes away from the public's access to the courthouse. So it was really the consensus that the best, most equitable decision was to go with this setup. Well, I would move that we go ahead and go with the Friday holiday pay as presented on the screen. Is there a second? Is there a second? Is there a second? So the motion dies for lack of a second, and we really don't have a policy right now.
I believe then, correct me if I'm wrong, that our existing policy would remain in place.
So, which means
The
the
road
road
department
department,
would be closed on Thursday.
and they would get that pay when the rest of the employees do not.
Right, so they would close on Thursday and receive 10 hours of holiday pay. Other employees would receive 4.
Okay.
Thank you.
Did the grants. So the vouchers that were sent out, I guess we need to take another look at those, and are there any questions?
Make a motion to go ahead and approve the bills.
Second,
Motion by Commissioner Kleeman, seconded by Commissioner Heiser to approve the bills as presented. Any discussion? Any discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Heiser,
yes.
Commissioner Pelton, Commissioner Kleeman, Commissioner Dolzall.
Yep.
Righty, so sorry, I have February on here for bank balances, but it is for March. So we ended the month of March with $111,354,000. Our money market in First International and our DDM account in Brevera, which is basically like a money market account. They're both doing very well for interest. It's kind of holding steady for now. So that's a good thing. And then for our gross production tax dollars, or GPT, in March, we did receive 2.2 million on that. So we're a little bit under my projection for 2026, but as we know what's going on right now, I believe May and June's payments will be much bigger. So I think it's going to put us over, and depending on what happens with that situation, it could continue to give us more dollars in that area.
Yeah, May should show a uptick.
Quite a bit, yes, quite a bit.
Any questions for Sally? Anything else to come before the board?
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Clayman, seconded by Commissioner Heiser to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned at 11 a.m.